mount point to store the data inside the SDA3. You're not going to create the data. We are not going to store the data inside the DIR1 and MNT. It doesn't have anything, right? So first field here, we need to provide DVSDA3 or otherwise UUID of this partition. Next, mount point, mount directory name. Okay. Then home, right, guys. How to know the UUID? Huh? How we can able to get the UUID, guys? Huh? Home, student, desktop, DIR1. XFS is a partition type. First field, device name. Next field, mount point, location. And XFS, file system. Default permissions. If you want, you can provide RO permission also. RO means read-only permission. We are unable to store the data. And if you want, you can provide ACL, but the ACL doesn't need, guys. If you're having 6.0, then we need to provide the ACLs. So from 7.0 onwards, by default, ACL permissions will have. No need to bother about ACLs. Okay. Got it, guys? Yes, no. Default system permission. 0 means disable. 0 disable. What happened? Okay. 0 disable. Right? What? Which one we need to disable? This field is dumping. This field is check sequence. Guys, first field, device name or UUID. Second field, mount point. Then XFS, file system. Then permissions. This field for dumping purpose. 0 means disable, 1 means enable. So we provided 0 here, right? So we disable the dumping here. So this 0 is check sequence. Guys, for dumping, 2 possibilities will have. You can enable, you can disable. But check sequence, 3 possibilities will have. 0 disable, 1 enable, 2 it will check later. Right? 2 it will check later. So I hope you got it, guys. 0 disable, 1 enable, 2 it will check later. So we are disabling the dumping. If you want, you can enable. Okay. This is check sequence. What is check sequence? Guys, if you are try to rebooting the machine at the time, kernel, it will check each and every partition. SDA1, SDA2, SDA3, SDA4, like this, it will check each and every partition. So while it is checking at the time, if you having any bad cluster inside the partition, it won't allow into operating system. We are going to get emergency mode. Okay. So because of that reason, we are disabling this check sequence option. 0. 0 or 2 recommended. Better to disable, doesn't need. Okay. If you keep 1, then it will enable. If you're having any bad cluster, it won't allow into our operating system. Save and quit, right? Then mount -a is a command. Let's see, guys, here. Mount -a is a command, then it enter. See. Got it. Mount -a, what we did the changes into etcfs tab, those changes we are going to apply using mount -a. All the mount points we are going to reset. So now here we got a one mount point. If you open this mount point, you'll have the data. See. Okay. Then let's verify, reboot it. Even if you reboot the operating system, you should not lose that mount point because we created now permanent mount point, not temporary. So I hope you got it, guys. So clear. Let's see here. See guys, we have the mount point. We didn't lose even if we reboot the operating system. So got it how to create the permanent mount point with the help of FS tab entries. The help of FS tab entries, we can able to create the mount point. So if you want, you can make a note inside the FS tab. So etc FS tab, you need to mention those all the entries. SDA3, maybe if you're formatting SDA5, then SDA5, then mount point name, then partition name, and permissions, dumping check sequence. Then how to delete? Small dd to delete those lines. Save and quit, right? Unmount dev SDA3. It got unmounted now. See, it doesn't have the mount point, right? It got unmounted. So now, then you can go to fdisk, dev SDA, then D to delete the partition. If you want, you can delete third partition, you can delete it. Then P, we doesn't have third partition. See. So you need to delete everything. D to delete eighth partition. D to delete seventh, sixth, fifth, fourth, right? Third partition. Okay, already we deleted third, right? Don't delete second partition. Okay. So because the second partition it having the operating system. Don't delete second and first partition, guys. Okay. So P, three partitions will have D to delete W part probe, then DEV SDA. Sorry, part probe, right? Part probe DEV SDA. Right now, let's check fdisk -l. So we'll have only two partitions. Don't delete SDA1 and SDA2. If you delete SDA1 and SDA2, you're going to lose your operating system. So I hope you got it, guys. How to create the partitions, how we need to store the data inside the partitions, right? Okay. Can we continue? Swap partition will do. Yes, guys, online. So we'll do swap partition. How to create the additional swap partition. So guys, in history, we won't get anything, guys. Only mount command, fdisk command will get, that's it. So if you need, then I will provide you. Got it? So what is swap, guys? Swap, SWAP. How to know the swap partition? Which command we need to execute to know the swap partition? I'm going to reset this, okay? Swap is a virtual RAM. Very good. Very good, Ganesh and Nitesh. Swap is a virtual RAM. Okay, how to know the swap partition? Which command we need to use to know the swap partition? Yes. Which command, guys? Hmm? Did you remember? Cat proc mem info. Cat proc mem info 10 GB swap partition, right? Then 2 GB RAM approximately, right? Okay. So free hyphen m also you can use. Free hyphen m, free hyphen h, whatever if you want you can use. M means MBs, H means human readable format, GGBs and KKBs, right? So free hyphen m, MBs approximately 2 GB. Okay. Not LS CPU man. Free hyphen m. Okay. So see guys here 2 GB and 10 GB, right? So 2 GB RAM, 10 GB swap. So for example, in your organization, the swap partition it got utilized. So here it didn't utilize everything is free, right? Maybe so you'll have the 4 GB swap partition. The total 4 GB it got utilized, and we need to increase the swap partition size 4 to 8 or otherwise 4 to 9 like this we need to increase. So assume thus we have 10 GB. This 10 GB total swap partition it got utilized, but it's not utilized. So assume this. Maybe heavy services we are running into our operating system. So because of that reason, the swap partition it got utilized, right? So our administrator he's giving the instruction we need to increase the swap partition size. How to create the additional swap partition? Now we are going to discuss. Swap is a virtual RAM. If the physical RAM, dynamic RAM, if it is full, swap it is going to provide the support to the physical RAM, and then we are going to get the good performance from our operating system, right? Okay, guys. So let's see here how to create the swap partition. Okay. Now we'll have 10 GB, right? Now we need to increase this partition 10 GB to 12 GB. So first of all, we need to create 2 GB partition. Fdisk, then N, P2 primary, first sector, don't give anything. Last sector, 2 GB. Right? Okay. Now, what kind of partition it is? Linux partition, right? So DVSDA3 2 GB is a Linux partition, right? So now we need to convert this Linux partition into Linux swap Solaris. We need to convert this partition into swap partition, right? So how we need to convert? We need to modify this ID. This is called hex code, HEX, hex code. Okay. So 83 we need to modify, right? So how to change? T to change the type. T is a option to change the type third partition, right? L, we doesn't know the partition type, right? We doesn't know the code, X code. So swap. So you doesn't know, then you need to search and use capital L. So if you're using capital L, then it will list out all the X codes. See, we'll list all the X codes here. Okay. Go bit up. You'll have Linux swap Solaris, right? Then what is a partition ID? 82, right? So we need to provide 82. Then hit enter. Linux to Linux swap Solaris. P to print the partition table. See here. Before we'll have 83, now it became 82. And then Linux swap Solaris, right? Save changes, W. Part probe is a mandatory to update the partition table, right? Part probe DVSDA. So now we created one partition with the 2 GB, the two swap partition we created, right? Let's check fdisk -L. See. Okay. Right. Now pre-m, still it is showing 10 GB, right? So we create the partition, we didn't activate that. So we need to activate now 2 GB. Guys, swap mk swap is a command. Mk swap. So we need to assign the file system for swap partition, mkswap dev sda3. That's it. So blkid is a command. So let's see here. Got it. SDA3 name, UUID, and swap file system. Right? How to activate this? Swap on is a command. DEV SDA3. That's it. Sorry. Pre-M. See. Before we'll have 10. Now it became 12. So I hope you got it, guys. How to activate, how to increase the swap partition size, additional swap partition. Now, if you reboot the operating system, what will happen? You're going to lose the temporary swap partition. Just now we created temporary swap partition, 2 GB. We are going to lose, but we'll have the 2 GB. But the mount point, what we created now, that swap on, it got loose. Again, it is going to swap off. Then we'll have 10 GB only. Then how to create the permanent swap partition? How we need to add this SDA3 as a SDA3 as a permanent swap partition. Now we'll discuss. So I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no. See, guys, pre-M. Again, it became 12 to 10 because the additional swap partition we lost. Okay, right. Now, how to create the permanent? VIM etc fs tab. Same. Before we did no permanent mount point, like the same way permanent swap partition. DEV SDA 3. Then here, don't give any directory name. Just you need to provide swap. Then file system also swap. So permission default only 0 0. That's it. Save and quit. Guys, here don't give any directory name. Both swap only. Okay, save and quit. Then sorry, swap on -a to reset the mount point. They're mount -a, right? Now swap on -a because it's a swap partition. Pre-M. See. Before 10, now it became 12. 10 plus 2. Swap on -s status. See. This is primary partition, it's a secondary partition. This partition 10 GB along with the operating system we got. And this partition just now we created. So I hope you got it, guys, right? Then let's reboot the mission. Then let's verify whether we'll have the additional swap partition. So we'll have, because we create the permanent swap partition, we edit the etcfs tab file. Right? So free-m. See, guys. 12. So we are not going to lose. If you want, you can use swap off, right? DEV SDA3. Now it is going to off. So we create the permanent mount point. Even if you reboot, like if you reboot the operating system, automatically the 2 GB will active, it will become 12. According to your requirement, you can off, swap off, swap on, swap off, swap on. I hope you're clear, guys. If you want, you can reboot, automatically it will start. Because inside the FS tab will have those entries permanently, right? So if you reboot the machine, automatically the swap partition it will start, and then we are going to like get the 12 GB swap partition. So clear, guys? I hope you got it. Now we'll see how we need to delete the swap partition, right? How to delete the swap partition. We'll see. Got it? Right? So how we need to delete? So EAM, etc, FS tab. Delete those entries, save and quit. Then swap off, then DEV SDA. Then I have disk, DEV SDA. Then D to delete the partition that it's got deleted. B to print. Only two partitions will have. W part probe. So clear? So I hope you got it, guys. So like this, you can delete. So this is all about additional swap partition. Okay. Can we continue? As online. LVM theoretical part I will cover now. Tomorrow we'll do, okay? Yes, if you're having any doubts, any questions, please. Yes, guys. Swap partition, standard partitions. Yes. So if we create partition essence, this method it's not with the help of this method it's not possible. So we'll have some different method. We are going to create one file IO. With the help of file IO we can. Praveen. To update the new partition table. Shiva. See, if you're creating 4 primary, it doesn't have the space, right? If you create the 4 primary, you doesn't have the space, right? If you doesn't have the space, how you can able to create? So, but we can able to create, but we should use some different method. We need to create file IO. One file we are going to take from existing partition. We are going to assign size for file, and then we are going to consider the file it's a one partition. Then we are going to convert as a swap. Okay. Right. So I hope you're clear, guys. Okay. See you tomorrow. I hope you doesn't have any doubts. Even if you're having the doubts, you are not going to ask now. You are going to ask tomorrow, I know. Okay. See you guys. See you. Bye.